One of the easiest and quickest things you can do to start putting yourself above thousands of people on Twitch is to start making your stream look inviting and professional and just like anything but this. Realistically, you can put as much or as little effort into this as you want to, but I'm going to go through the fundamentals that you should definitely look at customizing. Even if you don't do it yourself and you just want to pay for some or get some free ones somewhere, just at least do that. So strap in, you're going to want to have the following. Panels, these are the things that go under your stream. Usually you have like about me, schedule, etc. The next thing's a banner. This goes above your stream and it can basically just house your name, a photo of you, maybe like some different colors or some emotes of yours, something like that. The next one's an obvious one, profile picture or a logo. I recommend doing a logo if you want to sort of brand yourself, but I just have a picture of me. Next one is an offline screen. It's basically when you're offline, you don't want that to just be blank. You want to have it looking at least somewhat nice when you're not there, so it's still approachable for people when they come to you and you're not online. Similar to that, you want a BRB and at least a starting screen, because the ending screen I don't think matters as much. Some people have them. You can if you want. They're not as, you can just click end stream and just leave. You don't need a screen there if you don't want to. But it's worth having a BRB one in case you need to take a break, and it's worth having a starting one in case you need to get things going before you actually start going live and actually being live. And then finally, you want some overlays. So whether that be a border for your webcam, whether that be some pop-ups that you want to have that are certain sort of art styles, or just anything that's going to be on your stream as you're streaming. And there we have it. So does that sound like a lot? That's probably because it is quite a lot, but there is free, easy ways to make these and to just procure them if you don't want to make them. Basically, I'm not expecting any of you to be a Photoshop whiz. Even I'm not, so don't worry if you don't know anything about that. You'll still have options out there for you. I will say as well, there are more options that you can customize, but of course, this is just the fundamentals. I'm not going to make you do emotes and bit badges and sub badges. Like, you might not need that when you're starting out. This is just the kind of basics, essentially. Get you going, get your stream looking nice and fresh. First of all, throughout the video, I am going to be mentioning some websites. These are going to be free sites that I recommend you making art on. These are going to be free sites you can get free artwork from, and also sites you can pay for artwork from. There's going to be a few websites mentioned throughout. Just so you know, all of them will be linked in my description. All of them will be in my Discord under my forum section. I have loads of information in there about all of the videos I do. Every time I post, there's a new post in the Discord with loads of information. So if you want to join, that's down there as well. But let's kick things off with the easiest part, the profile picture. This can basically be whatever you want, and it usually doesn't require a lot of editing or like art making. Like I said before, I literally just have a photo of me. I kind of made it a nice photo. I did a little bit of background blur. It didn't take much. I just put some LEDs on and, made it look a little bit more twitchy. Some people do prefer opting for a logo. Like I said, if you want to make a sort of brand for yourself, that's a good option because then you're sort of more branded already from the gate. But anyway, let's cut to Future Cow. He's going to show you exactly where to go on Twitch to change this. Okay, profile picture. So once you're logged into Twitch, this should be your home screen. Your picture will be at the top right. This will be blank if you don't have one already, obviously. So hit that button, just click on it, go down to settings, and then bam, top of it is profile picture. That's where you want to change it. And the size you're going to want for this is 800 by 800 px or pixels. So yeah, I try and make it a square, kind of similar to like an Instagram photo. And if you want to do a logo, I would stick by that kind of sizing as well. And then you've got yourself a profile picture. Okay, you've got your profile picture, so now let's get your stream screens sorted. Okay, now this is where color schemes start to come into play. So I would say if you're going to make all of these things, or even just a couple of them, you need to kind of be sticking to somewhat of a color pattern. You don't have to, but trust me, it looks a lot neater, a lot more professional if you stick to sort of 1, 2, 3 at the maximum colors, because if you do loads of different colors, it's just going to be a big rainbow mess. Unless your theme is rainbow, then that kind of works out, I suppose. But anyway, I would say 2 or 3 colors, pick those. I opt for blue or purple. If you see my stream, you can kind of tell, and I put some blacks in there as well for accents. It's also a good idea to pick one font and kind of run with that. But other than that, just be as creative as you want. Like, make whatever you think looks good. Have some animations if you know how to do that, or if you know where to buy some, or just make some static ones. Most of this video I'm going to go through how to just make static ones, which just means ones that aren't going to do all this and like move around. Obviously, if you're proficient with Photoshop, Paint, or any of those, you can kind of make these and you'll probably have no trouble getting them done. You can also find free ones online, which I'll again mention some sites for. But if not, and if you do want to make a nice screen for yourself, there is a free site, and this is not a sponsor. I'm not trying to like link you any codes. It's just a site that I do recommend. You can use a free version of Canva, and honestly, I will show you now how easy it is to just make an offline screen or a BRB screen, and you can just use the same color. Okay, so offline and BRB screens. So one of the reasons I do say that Canva's a great site is not only is there a free version you can use that you don't have to pay anything for, it's also got this, which is Twitch sizes. So it tells you exactly, like I said with the profile picture earlier, 800 by 800, tells you exactly what you need for everything, including your banner, which we'll go into later, the video stuff, the thumbnails, everything you need is here. So it's very easy to get started. And then, as you can see, I've scrolled down on the same page, there is templates. So if you want an offline screen, you can literally just open a template like this. What that'll do is just open a screen, which kind of is like an editing menu, somewhat like Photoshop, but it's a lot simpler to use, at least in my opinion. Even if you just go to the homepage though, you'll see that there's a bunch of different stuff that you can do. You can specifically click social media, videos, whatever you want to make. There's stuff for Instagram, Facebook, loads of other stuff. But yeah, let's go on and do an offline screen or a BRB screen, or both. Once you pick a template, you'll see this screen. And even if you don't pick a template, you'll basically just have a blank screen like mine here. I usually opt for just a YouTube thumbnail template for these because it gives you some nice kind of like background colors, and it's very basic. It doesn't have too much stuff, and you can kind of click on each thing and remove it. So once you've picked a kind of color you like, so let's say you like red and you want a red themed stream, you could pick this one, and then easy enough, you can just literally click things away like this, get rid of everything there. Let's say you just want the background, but this looks pretty cool and you want to sort of expand it. You could do this, you can sort of like rotate it a little bit if you want. Let's say we do that. And then essentially, if you go over to the side, you can click text. You can pick for a bunch of different stuff. However, let's just grab that and go bang. And then maybe like back soon. Sorry if you can hear my keyboard clicking, by the way. I have not planned this very well, other than the fact that I'm using Canva. I'm making myself look professional. I'm not that professional. So yeah, there you go. Like, I know it's not the most fancy one in the world, but if you're looking at just making like something static, and if you want some color match stuff, you could easily do, well, maybe not in lowercase, but BRB, be right back, whatever you want it to be. You could do, you know, stream starting. You could basically have whatever you want to, and it's not like too complicated, if that makes sense. At least I don't think it is. A cool thing you can do as well is if you do go to elements on the side, there's a bunch of kind of like extra stuff. So if you did want some moving stuff like this, you can just pop that in, expand it. It looks a bit jarring, maybe change the color of this. But I'll just show you now like how easy it is to sort of move stuff around. You could change that to a gray, a purple, whatever you want really. This is an ugly one, obviously, but I'm just showing you the kind of thing you can do with Canva. And then once you're done, click share. You can literally click download and it will download it in the right sort of format for you. And then you can pop it on your stream, which I'll show you where to go for the offline and BRB screens now. Now, in terms of offline screens, so again, once you're on your home screen and you want to click your name here, you should have a profile picture now, hopefully. Go to your creator dashboard, which is that little button there. And then on the side here, you'll have a bunch of options. This whole thing is your dashboard. Look at this side, because this is where most of the stuff to customize is. So if you click on settings and you click on channel, basically you've got a bunch of information here. You can change your bio here, which I recommend doing as well. It basically just lets everyone know roughly what your channel is. You can also have your display name, you can have links, etc. I usually recommend doing a link tree, or at very least, if you want to put other socials there like Facebook, YouTube, mainly YouTube, you know, a lot of streamers will also do clips, do TikToks, whatever. So you can put anything you want there. But whilst you're in the same place, you'll see there's a top few options here as well. So if you go to brand, you can change your profile picture here too. You can also pick a theme here, which is kind of nice. So it's like the color of the sort of background of all of the stuff on your stream page. You can also do your banner here, which we'll go over a bit later. And at the very bottom, there's your offline screen. So you just click update, click it from wherever it is on your PC, and then bam, you've updated your offline screen and you are good to go. And in terms of the BRB screens, that's going to be specifically in your stream software. So if you've got OBS, Streamlabs, Stream Elements, if you want to create a scene for that, I'll show you how to do that now. So this is what a kind of blank software would look like, and you've got your scenes here and your sources here. So if you had a scene that you just called, you know, streaming, and then you have a source here, you want to add a source, and there's a bunch of different options here. But if you want to just do a BRB screen that's just like a flat image, all you're going to need is image and then add source. Once you've got that, you can call it what you want. So you can do BRB, add the source, and then here is where you can browse your computer for the right file. For the sake of an example, I've only found my offline screen. I don't have a very organized set of folders. However, there you go. Once you've clicked it, the image will be there, and you can resize it by just dragging and dropping it in the software. And then if you've got a BRB screen, you can flick to it whenever you want. You can also do this in scenes over here by just adding a BRB screen the same way we did there. Some people like doing that because then you can transition a bit more smoothly, but some people people like to just sort of invisible it and then visible it once they're going on a BRB. So there's a few options. Depending on your software as well, this might differ, but OBS looks pretty much the same as this, and it's the same concept. Okay, cool, you got your profile picture, you got your screens. Let's move on to the next step, subscribing to my channel. Well, I tried, but if you do want to, lots of helpful tips over here. Thank you. But let's actually move on to the banner. So the banner is the one, it goes above your stream. It's a little bit different to the rest because it's not like a typical aspect ratio, whereas the screens are normally just like the typical 1920 by 1080, like this video. And the profile picture is just like any other profile picture. This is where the sizing comes into play. But again, you can use other sites to make these, and I will show you that with a Canva once again. But of course, if you're good at Photoshop, just skip ahead, really. So for anyone that doesn't know, I actually made my banner through Canva. This is the banner that's currently on my Twitch stream, which I can show you now by just clicking on my Twitch channel. It'll be at the top here, which goes right above your stream. And you can change it by, yet again, going to that same place where we just did the offline screen. So go back there, we scrolled past it that time, you should know where that is. And again, pick a template. There's a bunch here you can see along the sides, so you can even change a new one. You can have an offline screen here, but you could also just have, you know, your channel name. So let's say I do Cal's Universe again, which is my Twitch channel. Go have a look. You can change things around. I always like doing sort of like weird symmetries and stuff. You can kind of like move it around. Some of these will be watermarked if they're like not free ones, hence this one's got, you know, Canva in the background. But there's plenty of free ones. I think this looks pretty cool. It's just a bunch of patterns that you can move wherever you want. I liked these kind of squiggly lines things because you can kind of make it look a bit marbly. And yeah, you can just, you have free reign to move whatever you want, wherever you want. Loads of fonts. Yeah, okay, some of it is for the pro version that you have to pay for, but you don't even need to do that. Like, I made this purely on the free version. My offline screen, everything is all usually Canva stuff whenever I make it, unless I buy one. So if you want to make stuff and you have no budget, literally no budget, this is a great option. Nice, all sorted, banner's done. Let's move on to panels. It's a little bit more in depth now. These are the little sections under your stream, so I'll show mine now. You can basically have about me, sort of your PC specs, schedule. Most of those sort of things can be completely customized to exactly what you want. I would recommend, honestly, looking at streams that you enjoy or that you look up to, seeing what they do, seeing what you kind of think you want as well, and just making a choice on exactly what you want to be underneath. Bear in mind, if you want to promote your social media channels or a Discord server, this is a good place to do it. You can literally leave links underneath. If you want to have a leaderboard, there's stream extensions. I have a video on all of the sort of extensions that you can use here. They're also really handy for panels. They also require no artwork because the artwork's obviously with the extension, so they're quite handy too. They look nice and professional, so that's always an option. But again, I would say stick to a color scheme. Make sure you have, at very least, probably an about me, because bear in mind when you're offline and people come across your stream, this is all they're going to see. So try and sell yourself as much as you can to that viewer. Make it sort of really sum up your entire audience, your community, your stream, whatever you're about. Make it sum it up for them, because then they know what to expect, and they might even follow when you're not even online. But with that being said, let's get the panels going. Once again, Canva! And by now, I think you've seen how Canva kind of works in a very basic format. It's pretty easy to pick up on your own, especially if you're looking into streaming. You're probably somewhat tech savvy and know how to at least use a website, so I'm not going to insult you by showing you again. But if you just look up Twitch panels Canva, you'll be taken to this page. It's got literally loads of different stuff that you can do yet again. And if you scroll down, there's a button here you can click to make a Twitch panel. That'll take you straight through to that same page again, and you can pick a template. You can make them the same, you can make different ones, but I do recommend they match. And as you can see, they've got a bunch of different types, some of them looking really professional, some cute ones, some more kind of like sleek looking ones, some arty ones. It's really everything you need, even with the free version once again. So once you've got those, make as many as you want. But just like I said, have a look around the stream as you like. Don't copy, of course, but like take some inspiration from them and see what you feel looks good on your stream and that you think is necessary to put out there. Okay, you're doing great. You're doing really great. But there's still one more piece of the puzzle. Overlays. So there is a huge amount you can do here. I won't go as in depth with these ones because you can kind of pick exactly what you want to do for yourself, as with most of this. But my golden rule is don't cover too much of your screen. If people come into your stream and it's just a bunch of artwork just everywhere, just like loads of animation, loads of GIFs, loads of borders and, you know, flashing things, it's not gonna look great. Keep it simple, keep it clean, keep it organized, keep your color scheme going if you can, and I will show you how to make some of those now and where to get some free ones as I have been. Hey guys, guess where you can make these overlays? Yep, you guessed it, you can make overlays just directly on Canva once again. So this is the stuff that goes over your stream. But then again, if you do want to get some packs of these, you can find them online. So I'll show you some links now. So there's a site called Nerd or Die. I'm sure loads of you have heard of this. There's a few different ones as well. You can get overlay packs. There's also free overlays. So if you have a look at these, there's a bunch of overlays that you can get without paying a penny. It won't be as in depth as a lot of the other ones are, because some of the paid packs will give you a lot. But you can go through here. There's free webcam masks to make your webcams different shapes and sizes. But there's a bunch of different styles here. So as you can see, there's sort of webcam overlays. There's little banners for followers, subs, stuff like that. So you have pretty much an endless supply of different options here if you just want some free ones and you don't want to use Canva and make them. So even if you have no kind of skill or mindset or desire to use Canva or Photoshop or any of those tools, there is free options to just grab some, even if it's not going to be customized to your liking, even if it's not going to be the most fancy stuff in the world. If you just want some very basic get me going artwork, this is a great place to go. You can also just honestly Google free Twitch overlays. So here you go, you Google it. Obviously we've just been on Nerd or Die, there's Behance, Canva does pop up, of course. But here you go, even Behance, it's still loading in, but there's a bunch of different stream packs. This isn't even just for overlays. You can get some cool neon signs here, some screens for your starting, your BRB, your offline. So there really is an endless supply. You really don't have to put money into this or even effort, which is weirdly hilarious to say out loud. But genuinely, if you don't have that skill and you don't have the money and you do want to get going on a professional looking stream, they got you. There's so many sites, so definitely get some. There's no excuse. So there we go. You should now have a fully customized stream looking nice and professional, like color scheme everywhere. I keep saying color scheme, but please do it. And it's going to look really inviting, really approachable, and you're probably going to look like a nice professional streamer now. Good job. I wish you all the best for your stream and any of the content you're doing in the future. If you found this helpful in any way, a like goes a long way. That wasn't meant to rhyme, but it did. And I would love it if you'd stick around and be a member of the community. So feel free to subscribe for more videos like this, tips and tricks and stuff like that for content creation. You can also join the Discord if you want to be a more involved member of the community. I put loads of information in there, like I've said. All the links from this video will be down there, as well as some extra little bits of tidbits of information. That was hard to say. It's full of tons of other creators and streamers like you, so feel free to join. I would love to have you. Thank you for watching. I will catch you next time.